we have gone is to see who are our customers or clients that are more important, who need extreme needs.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say today this person needs and tomorrow that person needs. We literally go through a whole lot of way to filterize to understand who needs what, and then I think as a leadership we have to put our emotions to a point aside as to say, and then verify who needs everything more, like educate our education. We are very granted, we take everything for granted because in the United States we have that access to say to education, disability, people who need any kind of help, it's there. Other parts of the world they're not that lucky to say, so
Right.
we prioritize according to that, I guess.
Right. How has your experience in mental health shaped your vision for the SOL Foundation, and what initiatives are the most passionate about advancing in this area?
Mental illness is something that we all have started acknowledging. That
Mhm.
is so true. It's always been there all these years since
Yep.
the earth has been created. It's always
Yep.
been there, and it will always be there.
hmm
But the thing is, now we are actually paying attention to ourselves. We are acknowledging how important it is to accept ourselves as we are, and how to go further to become an asset in the society. And I think it right now in the time we live, it has become a lot easier to to share that, to because everybody's aware of that now. It's not a foreign topic. Everyone is like understanding. Everyone knows we all have weaknesses. We all are different. We all have different values. And I think the way SOL Foundation does is we not only create awareness, we use nature to heal in a holistic way. Like we focus on that aspect. Like we we have lost our basicness, our relationship with nature, the the trees, the clouds, the birds, the water, the various cohabitations of wildlife. And I think that what we do is we make sure that our individuals, when we do school garden or community garden, it's not only focuses on food, but as well as it's being used for holistic, to create relationship, to have a walk, to blend in and be part of a, a nature in a way that will help you. Because to be honest, the nature is there for us to heal for us,
Yep.
and we don't do that. We don't take that advantage. It's for free. It's for
hmm
free.
Yep. Yep. We rather go buy the stuff if somebody making it versus us going out there getting it ourselves when it's literally free and it be right there in our backyard.
Yes, and that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to do is create that relationship in childhood, because we work with a lot of schools, and that's what we do. We tell we create a relationship between a tree, a plant, a garden, to a child, so they have like the best friend in that essence, and they take responsibility of planting, of picking the whatever species of fruit or vegetable they are, and then they create a relationship because they know they have a responsibility, and it's not one way street, it's both.
Yep.
So
Yep.
this is what we're trying to um, get into, that kind of mindset.
I love it. With your extensive experience in nonprofits, what are some of the key challenges you encounter in driving challenge, and how have you overcome them?
I think in the beginning, especially when we started right before COVID, the beginning part is always a challenging of any business, profit or nonprofit.
Mhm.
And one thing is being consistent, believing in yourself.
Right.
I mean, that is something your parents may not believe, your siblings may not believe, your best friend may not believe, your spouse not, but you have to believe in yourself. And I think that is the biggest mental mindset to have in whatever you start or
That
whatever you do.
that is true.
And another thing is, if you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, the doors do open of
Mm.
opportunities.
Yes, ma'am. You better preach.
You are free because you don't care of the failure, because you know that failure will give you something back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've learned the hard way. And I nowadays, to a point I am in my career as in my personal life, if I get an opportunity, I will dive in. I will dive in. I'll take it. And
That's
I, if it's a failure, I know that it not work for me. I learned what works for me, what doesn't, and then I move on.
right. That's me.
And that is how I see everything, whether professionally or whether it's personally. That is how I do. Once you believe in yourself, opportunities arise. You get the doors opening for yourself. And another thing is, be persistent. Be persistent. No one's going to push you. You are the one to push yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Yep.
to be your best friend. You have to be your own cheerleader.
Yep.
Our times, like everything goes against what you imagine, but you still had to get up, dust yourself, and start walking.
Yes. Yes. Girl, you is talking. You hear me?
Yes.
A lot of
And I
people need
think
to do that.
it's exhausting. Yes, it's exhausting. Trust
Mm.
me, their easy way is to give up. It is exhausting, but at the end, that exhaustness becomes soft when you get to the point where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is so, it's like a high. You don't even need drugs to get high. Just
Right.
do that, you get that high.
Right. For real. When you
It
want
is.
to grow, man, and you see the heights that you can go and opportunities comes knocking at the door, that be so exciting, man. For real. That be so exciting.
And I learned the hard way that either you are your own best friend or you are your own enemy.
Yep.
At the end, you are you.
Yeah.
No one has you, no one will have you. It is you to you. So
Yeah.
that is one thing I learned the hard way. It took me around I would say more than 5 years. I came to that conclusion. I went through a deep, very, very hardship, and I realized I have only me to deal with, me, my body, and me at the end.
Love it.
So that's what I dealt, and once you realize that truth, that fact, things become easier.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes easier, and no, you're your own critique.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I see it. That's how I teach. I tell my clients, tell my customers, you are your own. If you think this is right for you, go for it. If you're not comfortable, take time, acknowledge, accept, and go with that another thing.
Love that. Education plays a crucial role in the SOL Foundation mission. What strategies do you employ to ensure equal access to quality education for underserved communities?
One thing we I have realized, especially with joining SOL Foundation, is, as I said earlier, education is a right in this part of the world. In another part of the world, it's a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
So by keeping that in mind, we realized not everyone has access to it. So we have done and would want to continue to do is give access to children, especially women. When you educate a man, you're educating for their own homes. When you educate a woman, you're educating them for the whole village.
Right.
So this is what we have done. We make sure that every woman has access to education, and each education is different. Some women need hands-on, some women need books. So what we do is give them the kind of education that they need. If they need access to technology or reading, we partner with an organization who's willing to provide that resources to them, or that education to them, and then they have access to it. Majority of women in that part of the world do not even know how to read. So what we do is provide them hands-on skills. We provide them hands-on skills, funding to start their own business.
I love that. I love
So they can plant gardens in their own backyard. They sell whatever they